Nintendo wheeling out the old lady one final time. It was the farewell tour for the Nintendo Switch. And hasn't she done well? All those years of service for us. And I'll be honest, it did feel a bit creaky. It really did show its age in a lot of places. It was a little bit of an underwhelming final direct, if I'm honest. I was expecting a bit more fanfare for the Switch, maybe a big blowout, a really big announcement or a tease for a game coming for Switch 2, or maybe a cross-generation title that was coming. And we didn't get any of that. What we did get was a lot of remasters, some really cool announcements, which I will go on to cover, but only a couple, and a feeling like I just want the Switch 2 to be here now. Some of the bigger games, I'm talking specifically about Pokemon Z and A, and of course Metroid Prime 4, it felt like it needed the next generation version. I felt like I needed to see a higher resolution version of it, because what we're looking at looked weirdly downsampled or lower resolution. It was like playing Final Fantasy Rebirth on the PS5. Vaseline mode activated. I'll start off with some of the smaller ones that caught my eye from the Direct, and then we'll go into some of the bigger stuff. First one was the Metroidvania Pac-Man kind of crossover. What the hell was that? Shadow Labyrinth? Basically, Pac-Man actually eating enemies. It's pretty dark, if I'm honest. That's pretty weird. It's kind of like the jokes we all made about Pac-Man. Like, what if Pac-Man was real and it was just this giant mouth eating things? Well, now we have like a 2D action platformer Metroidvania almost that is exactly that, and it is part of the Pac-Man family of games called Shadow Labyrinth. I wasn't expecting that. It does actually look quite cool. I think I'll probably play that. The next one was like a hand-drawn 2D action adventure platformer again. The Eternal Life of Goldman. It does actually look really cool. It had a really lovely art style to it. Like I say, it's hand-drawn 2D, but really beautifully done. Another game that I'll definitely jump into. I'm not sure if I'll jump into it right away, if I'm honest. There's a lot of games I need to play and catch up on. A lot of these announcements, a lot of these games now, and I think for us all, we're probably going to wait until the Switch 2. Maybe with the exception of Metroid Prime 4, if that comes out before, but there's no date on that yet. So I think a lot of these, we're all going to wait for the Switch 2 just to get the absolute best out of these games and the greatest experience that we could possibly get from it. But then that does move me on really smoothly to the Pokemon Z and A, and that really is showing the fact that it's being played on Switch hardware. It does look low resolution, but if you're willing to overlook that for a second and just imagine what it will be like on the next gen, it does look really cool. I know there's some bad press about this game, but I think this Legends game looks really cool. And I know Andy particularly is very hyped for it. Lumio City, the Wild Zones, the day-night cycle, the battle zones at night time. It looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be really good fun. It looks like Arceus in a city, but with proper battles. And I think that's a really good gameplay loop. It looks like it would be quite good fun. But yes, it does look like it's a bit straining around the corners on the Switch. So next generation needed for certain for that. That moves me on to the absolute highlight. And I was hoping it was going to be here. It was the highlight of the Direct. And I'm sure it is for everyone. It's Metroid Prime 4. Getting a deep dive on the gameplay, some of the gameplay loop and the mechanics in the game, and getting a proper physical look at it. It looks absolutely amazing. Really, really cool. We're on planet Vuros. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Vuros. It does, like Z and A, like I've said a few times now, it does look a little bit Vaseline-y, a bit low res. So the Switch 2 version, it's obviously going to look a lot better than that. But beyond that, if you're willing to look beyond the slightly Vaseline-smeared graphics, does look like an awesome gameplay loop. You've got those psychic abilities to control doors and different mechanics and switches and stuff in the world. Obviously, you've got great combat loop as well because it's Metroid. And then right at the end, they tease Samus Red Suit. I don't know if that's what we're calling it, but it's a new suit and it looks cool. It's exciting. As you can tell, I'm probably just hyped for it in general. No launch date yet, which was massively frustrating. Just 2025. Well, we're in 2025. Give us an indication. I think it's going to be towards the end of the year, if I'm honest, looking at this, or it's going to be a launch title like the Bloomberg report says, in which case we're looking at a June launch, which isn't too far away, and I can wait that long. So you watched all of that news story and you're thinking, God, I want to see some more of that guy laughing at himself. Well, you're in luck. Because the full 128kb news video is linked right here for you right now. It happens once a week over on 128kb, so click on it now, go over there and then write a little comment underneath saying, hey AJ, I like it when you're laughing at me. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but go over there now and I'll see you there.